Hello, welcome back. Alicia here. And as we step into the light of this day, I just want to invite you to take a few breaths with me for a moment as we connect with the energy within. So in last video, I talked about how your energy is created by your own thoughts and emotions and the personal power that you already have to intentionally change it instead of living on autopilot, really manifesting everything that you see in your entire reality. I also talked about your deepest subconscious programs that were created before the age of 7, and that it's these subconscious programs that are also running your life on autopilot. And this is everything from what you eat in the morning, how you respond to stress or conflict, what you think about before you go to bed. All of this is happening on autopilot. And so in order to create your own energy and rewrite your subconscious mind, you must create awareness and intention over your thoughts, your emotions, and your actions. Because it is this dominant thought, emotion, action loop that is either weakening or strengthening these neural pathways in your brain. So today we're going to dive even deeper into understanding how energy moves through your body, through the chakra system, and how your chakras are literally your roadmap to your healing. So again, light a candle if you want, get a tall glass of water, and let's get started with day 2 of the Awake and Rewire Masterclass. So before you can truly understand how your energy flows within the chakra system, I want you to understand how energy is flowing through and being stored in your body, because it is your energy that not only speaks the loudest to your subconscious mind, but ultimately it's manifesting everything that you experience in your outer world. So your energy moves through you as a form of what ancient Chinese healers call your qi energy. Your qi, or also pronounced ki, is your life force energy in essence. And it's one of the most oldest and most developed healing modalities in the world. Your chi energy, it's really exciting actually to understand, because it is like a bridge between your form, which is your physical body and your sensations, and the formless, which is your emotional self, your consciousness, and your awareness. So it's your chi energy that keeps you alive and gives you access to the healing power that you have within you. As your breath, you transform this air into life force energy. As you eat and drink, you transform substance into life force energy. As you experience life, you transform emotion into life force energy. And in our own physical body, our cells use this energy to express our own genetic code. You can literally change your genetic expression on a cellular level by changing how you respond to your environment. This is actually really fun to learn about. If you're interested in learning more, you have to check out the self-healing area on the Gaia app, that streaming service. It is amazing. You're going to love it. Okay, so your energy not only changes the way that your genetic code is expressed, but it also changes your susceptibility, can't say that today, to get diseases, and your ability to heal. And much like it communicates with your body, it also communicates with your brain and your nervous system, and it keeps all of your systems functioning. Chi energy also reaches your brain, and it actually influences your dreams. I love this because I've been a lucid dreamer since I was a kid, and which means I have a higher sense of consciousness inside my dreams, and I can even sometimes control them to various degrees. And every single night since I was a kid, I always remember at least one of my dreams for the most part. And so it's neat to see how my dreams have been evolving with this energy that I'm creating, because our energy becomes a part of us. And it's not only manifesting health within us, this energy also exists beyond our physical bodies. Because as your energy is constantly vibrating out into the universe, this creates a field of energy around you. Now, some people can feel it, some people can see it, and others would simply just call it their personal vibes. But this energetic field around us is what we call our aura. And it's something that's ever changing and ever exchanging energy with your environment. So your aura, in short, is your vibration just as it travels on the outside of your physical body. And it's changing depending on what's happening within you, your mental, emotional, physical, and spiritual layers of yourself. It's pretty incredible. These changes in your auric field can actually now be captured by infrared cameras. So you can actually see this subtle energy and how it changes from person to person. And it's always either one or usually a combination of the 7 colors of the rainbow. And each color of the rainbow has a specific frequency that they vibrate at that isn't visible to the human eye, but it can be captured on infrared. And these colors that are captured within an aura can be matched to specific mental, emotional, physical, and spiritual states of being. And these 7 colors are actually beginning inside of you in the chakra systems, because each of our 7 main chakras also associates to a color. But I'll talk more about that when we jump into the chakras. I'm just so excited to be living in a time that so much knowledge that ancient healers knew for thousands of years is finally being proven through scientific study. It's awesome. Your aura is an important demonstration of capturing energy and motion. And it's important because this is the energy field that you use to communicate non-verbally with people and your environment around you. This is where that term high vibes only comes from, right? Have you ever been in a room with a Debbie Downer, or I guess by today's standards we call them a Karen, I guess, who has major low vibes, right? The Karen. So visualize this. You walk into a room of Karens. Some are crying, some are yelling, most are complaining and gossiping about others. They all have a very negative view of life, and they make everyone else look and feel bad so that they can feel better about themselves, right? Comment Karen in the comments below if you know this person, you've been around this person before. This is a very low vibe room to be in. Just taking a few steps inside of the room, you can already feel their sucking energy around you. They're literally taking your energy away. I call these people energy vampires because the only way that they can raise their vibration is by stealing other people's energy. So now imagine that you walk into a different room, but this room is filled with laughing people. It's just full of laughter. They're laughing so hard they're peeing their pants. Such joy, right? This energy is, the energy in that room is so much higher than the Karens, right? So much more enjoyable to be in. And as you spend time in the laughing room, it's almost impossible for you not to join in, right? Laughter is contagious. So imagine people waving you over as they're laughing, and you start laughing and your cheeks start to warm up and you just feel in this blissful state. Laughter is a medicine, and doing that completely 100% raises your vibration. It's a beautiful demonstration also of how our emotional energy manifests in the body, right? Laughing instantly makes our cortisol levels lower, the stress hormone. It makes your brain produce the feel-good hormones and benefits your nervous system. And it's literally giving your whole body a boost. So again, your emotional state alters every function in your body. It's remarkable. And when you have a high vibe, all 4 layers of your body will be functioning at its best expression. Okay, firstly, physically. Physically, you'll be in better health. You'll be more resilient to sickness and disease. Mentally, you'll have a more positive outlook on life and empowering thoughts that support your self-confidence and your journey. You're easily able to find peace within your thoughts. Emotionally, you'll be grateful and happy and full of unconditional love for yourself and for others. And you'll find that you'll also be able to deal with life's tougher challenges with more ease. And spiritually, finally, the last of the 4 layers, spiritually, you'll feel more aligned with your purpose and be able to give and receive abundance in all areas of your life, which makes manifesting a life you love work for you on autopilot, work for you this time, because it's with intention instead of through those old programs that aren't serving us anymore. Woohoo! I love this work. I get so excited. Now, your chi and your aura are actually one and the same. The only difference is that your chi is the energy moving within your physical body, and it manipulates your actual body's ability to function, while your aura is that energy that radiates outside and around the body and is the source of communication that you have with the universe around you. But it's one and the same energy, and all of it starts within, and all of it flows through your chakra system. So yes, your chakra system ties all of this stuff together in a beautiful dance, because it is the center that all energy must move through. So to truly understand how energy moves within your body, I want to talk about the energy meridians that exist inside of your body. So your energy travels along defined pathways in the body called meridians. And these meridians are for energy what veins are to blood. They are a complex system that lay underneath the skin by which all of your life force energy travels by. Now, this meridian system has been around for thousands of years, and it is used in herbal therapies and massage and acupuncture and acupressure and meridian tapping and so many other forms of healing. But it just recently got proven by scientists to be actually in existence. Here, I'll show you a photo of the system. And if you were to unravel it, it would be one solid piece of rope. So there are many areas where these meridian lines cross within the body, right? Creating focal points of energy. And it is the largest focal points in the body that we call a chakra. A chakra is a Sanskrit word that can be translated as wheel or spinning disc, because a chakra is literally a spinning disc of energy that is moving and storing energy within you. And the frequency at which chakras are spinning and vibrating change as your life happens to you and you experience love or joy or are managing stress and difficult situations that arise. And because the energy must pass through these energy centers, sometimes energy can slow down or even get blocked, much like a clogged drain or a pinched garden hose. And then the total mind-body unit has a much harder time functioning properly, causing mental, physical, emotional, and spiritual dysfunction. So for you, imagine an experience that you have that's unresolved. And the thought and feeling of that event just keeps popping up for you over and over again. This is an example of a stuck energy in your system. And since your system is like one big rope, that one thing is slowing down the flow of all of your other chakras and dimming your aura. Now, there are known to be 114 of these energy centers in the body, but there are 7 major chakras that are each connected to specific organs and glands in the body. So it's these 7 chakras that we're going to work with in this masterclass. And your chakras are a diverse sea of knowledge when it comes to your inner self. And when we can explore these chakras on a deeper level, you can become more aware of your inner self and learn the specific modalities that each energy center needs in order to promote healing and transformation within. So the 7 chakras are the root, the sacral, the solar plexus, the heart, the throat, the third eye, and the crown. And each of these chakras is associated with a certain frequency, which gives it a certain color. Remember, I talked about this a little bit earlier, a certain color within the rainbow. And each also correlates to a certain element, which helps us to balance and nurture the chakra and connect with it. And most importantly, your life force energy is literally separated into these 7 frequencies, which is why it allows us to map out our subconscious belief systems that has been created within you since the day you were born. Now, there is so much knowledge when it comes to these chakras, but for the sake of time today, we're going to jump into just the lower 3 chakras now. So the first chakra, your foundational chakra, is the root. Your root chakra developed during the time that you were 0 to 7 years old, that same time that your subconscious programs were literally being developed and you were much less capable of rejecting the environment around you. Your root has everything to do with your inner child and is responsible for how secure and safe that you feel in the world. Your root chakra is linked to the element of earth, which, like the roots of a tree, help to keep us feeling stable and grounded. And much like the earth, vibrates at its lowest frequency, which is the color red. So that your root chakra is located at the base of your spine, and it's connected to your adrenal gland, which manages your fight, flight, or freeze response. So your root chakra literally holds your primal need for survival, your food, shelter, and safety, or anything that makes you feel secure or insecure, such as things like money and work and family and home life. So depending on the energy flow of your root chakra, it can help you either feel grounded like the roots of a tree, or it can make you feel chaotic and anxious within. Because when your mind is always filled with thoughts of fear, this system becomes overreactive, leaving you in a constant state of survival mode. So to ignore the root chakra threatens your health and well-being in every way, because fear creates stress and anxiety. And that stress and anxiety is what's going to keep us stuck in that fight, flight, or freeze mode, which is happening more and more, especially now, because we can perceive threats even just in our mind. So each chakra has a positive or negative archetype, or what I like to visualize as its shadow and its light. And for the root chakra, to live in the shadow is to live with a victim mentality. And it is highly influenced by childhood trauma, abuse, and instability. So the victim is one of the lowest levels of energy awareness that a human can live in, because the victim never feels safe. They believe that life has happened to them and they can't do anything about it. They just accept the reality for what it is. They don't take responsibility for it, especially as it relates to the trauma in their life. So to live with a victim mindset, it represents those of us who has lost their grounding and has fallen out of personal touch with their personal power, being unable to deal with difficult situations and choosing not to take responsibility for their own life. Instead, they blame external factors such as people or circumstances for their trauma and stress. And as a result, the victim swims in grief every day. It is always searching for external solutions to come and save them. Now, the positive archetype for the root chakra is that of the empowered soul. And an empowered soul is a path that empowers your soul to bravely gain wisdom from life's lessons and pains instead of being a victim from them. So to transform your life, not to continually react to it. So when you feel aligned with your soul's divine will, a beautiful experience reveals itself, one where you feel at peace with all of humanity and nature itself. And by healing the wounds of your inner child, you can heal the wounds stored in your root chakra, allowing you to live each day knowing and living as an evolved soul instead of a victim. Okay, so moving up is your second chakra called the sacral chakra, located 3 inches below your belly button and within your womb. Your sacral chakra is a divine feminine energy that stores your emotions. So the sacral met maturity in its development around ages 8 to 14. And this is a time that you're becoming aware of your own identity, right? You're shaping beliefs about yourself, and it's a time that we're exploring our creativity and our desires and pleasure seeking karmas. This time is a time in your life where it's all about feelings and seeking approval from people. Associated with the water element and the vibrant color of orange, your sacral chakra is governed by your sexual organs, helping you to stay connected with your pleasure, intimacy, and your sexuality. Working with the energy of the sacral works in tandem with the root to manage your adrenal gland. So it helps you control those emotional reactions that you're having from things that might be particularly stressful in your life. Your sacral chakra is almost the absolute opposite of your root, though. While the root is satisfied with survival, your sacral chakra seeks pleasure and enjoyment and connection to others. So while your root chakra loves stability, your sacral chakra likes variety and change. It's more exciting. But they work together in beautiful balance because your root chakra grounds you to the earth. And your emotions that within this watery sacral chakra ebbs and flowing like the tides needs that anchor, or else it becomes unbalanced. And then you're left to feel adrift in a sea of chaos and emotions that you might not understand. So the dysfunctional archetype of the sacral chakra is the martyr, which again is caused by childhood trauma, especially as it pertains to sexual abuse and emotional chaos at home. Martyrs struggle with self-worth and live a life of lack and self-pity because they don't feel like they are deserving of the joys and pleasures of life. Only the hardships and the misery, because this is what they know. This is what's ingrained in them. They lack the awareness and thus the motivation to change their negative beliefs, and they'll often live life with addiction, addictive tendencies, as a way to drown out their emotions. So this addictive tendencies, they drown out the sacral chakra. And as a result, you will feel emotions more deeply and express them more passionately and be triggered more easily. Somebody type triggered in the comments if this is you. I've also had panic attacks out of thin air because of this chakra. Now, the functional archetype of this chakra is the Empress. And the Empress has a beautiful, bountiful existence. She lives in abundance and expects and enjoys all pleasures in her life, including sexual satisfaction. She is emotionally intelligent and resilient and can easily bounce back from emotional hardship. And to heal the emotional wounds of the sacral is to reclaim your right to feel and allow and accept the flow of your emotions. Really, to become a master of these emotions is to become a master manifester. Okay, your third chakra and the last of the lower chakras that we're going to talk about today is your solar plexus chakra. Your solar plexus chakra is located 3 inches above the belly button, right in your gut, and is the source of your personal power as it governs your self-worth, your warrior energy, and the power to transform. Associated with the color yellow, this energy center represents the element of the fire inside of you because its energy burns bright like the sun when balanced. And it regulates your body temperature and it fuels your digestion. So this is the fire element. So your solar plexus was developed around 14 to 21 years old, and it was during this time that your ego was created, which is what you think about yourself and what you think others think about you. It was also during this time that we were highly influenced by the stories that society tell us to be. We're still influenced by this, but even more so back then, right? Movies, magazines, social media, even pornography will dilute what we think we should be looking like and doing. And it's also during these teen years that we begin to recognize and care deeply about other people's opinions of us. So at a time where our peers are our biggest influences, and in most situations, those peers, a lot of them were judgmental assholes that bullied us, right? Gave us negative feedback when we tried to be our authentic self. So as a result, bullying is a major trauma that gets stuck within the solar plexus chakra. And as we continue to grow up and evolve, living inside this wound, our entire identity shifts and shifts and shifts, and we lose our authentic self along the way. And this breeds its own batch of stress and anxiety. So the negative archetype of the solar plexus is called the servant. And this archetype undervalues themselves, and they don't honor themselves the way that they should. They have low self-esteem, and they move through life seeking validation and appreciation. And when they don't get it, they feel insecure about who they are. And they have a hard time stepping into their power because they don't feel like they're good enough. Because maybe that's the feedback they were always given. And they always think that people are talking about them and judging them. And this unfortunately will manifest into the mindset of jealousy or envy for anybody that has what they want. So to live in the shadow of the sacral is to live your life through a lens of shame, not feeling worthy to be our true selves and live a life of authenticity. The positive archetype of the solar plexus is the warrior. I love the warrior. The warrior archetype is the person that takes charge. They use their willpower to meet their goals, and they can create change in their life. The warrior does not wait around for things to happen to them. They do not allow what other people think of them to affect their life and reaching their goals in any way. They're confident, they know their self-worth, and they use that shit in their life to make it happen. So these are the three lower chakras, okay? We have your root, your sacral, and your solar plexus. So these are the three lower chakras that we're gonna do work with today and during our meditation. So before you jump into the homework, I want to lead you through a meditation that's going to help you activate these centers and really help you to bring awareness to them. I'm going to use the frequency of sound, visualization, and affirmations within the meditation, and it's going to help you to not only penetrate the subconscious mind, but activate each chakra. So let's begin now. I want you to start by taking 5 breaths that are faster than normal, but I still want you to allow yourself to breathe deeply so that you can achieve this deep but quick inhale and exhale. It looks like this. Follow my cadence. Now at the bottom, it's okay if you feel a little dizzy, it's normal. We're activating our breath inside of the body. I want you to take one last deep breath in and hold for as long as that feels comfortable. And release. Good. All right, you feel that? So close your eyes and get into a comfortable seated position for this meditation. And I want you to start by imagining a beam of light that comes down from the heavens and enters the top of your head, running down your body through the spine and into the core of the earth. And as you continue to breathe, bring your attention to your root chakra. at the base of your spine. And as your awareness begins to energize the root chakra, you notice the bright white light within you begins to turn red and forms a ball of red light energy that sits at the base of your spine. The ball turns into a spinning disc that's turning clockwise and counterclockwise at the same time. This chakra makes you feel safe and grounded to the earth. It represents your inner child and grants you the power to heal from your inner child wounds. As you keep your focus on your root chakra, I want you to allow this frequency to awaken the energy center within your body. Good. Now visualize being outside, and you notice roots beginning to grow from your body, growing all into the earth and anchoring you to the ground. These are your roots, and they help keep you safe and one with Mother Earth. Now repeat after me. I am safe and secure. I am grounded. I am growing strong roots that support me. I am grateful for all that I have in this life. I know the universe is providing for me right now. Good. Now notice any feelings you're having, any sensations that you might be experiencing in your root chakra. Give yourself permission to notice these thoughts or emotions and experience them now. Now it's time to move your focus to your sacral chakra, that space in your womb, just a few inches below the belly button. As you bring awareness to your sacral, you notice that the bright light shining within you turns bright orange. And within the space of your womb, this light turns into a bright orange ball of energy, spinning clockwise and counterclockwise at the same time. Your sacral chakra is the seat of your emotions and grants you the power to feel and experience life in all of its abundance and pleasure. And as you keep your focus on your sacral chakra, I want you to allow this frequency to awaken the energy within your body. Good. Now visualize yourself floating in a raft along a calm and peaceful river. You feel safe as you're floating down the river, feeling the relaxing ebb and flow of the waters, rocking you back and forth. And you repeat after me. I feel all my emotions are important and valid. I feel free to express myself in whatever way feels divine to me. I feel worthy to prioritize my healing and my emotions. I feel that joy and pleasure are my birthright. I feel the power within me to manifest the life of my dreams. Good. Now I want you to notice any feelings that you're having, any sensations that you may be experiencing around your sacral chakra. Now let's move your focus into your third chakra, the solar plexus chakra, which is about 3 inches above your belly button in your gut. As you move your focus to your solar plexus, you see the light within you turn a bright yellow as the sun. This bright yellow light turns into a ball of energy and sits in the space of your sacral chakra. And this ball turns into a spinning disc of energy, spinning clockwise and counterclockwise at the same time. Your solar plexus shines the brightest when you are being your most truest, authentic self. Your sacral gives you the personal power to have confidence, self-worth, and gives you the ability to heal and transform your life. And as you keep your focus on your solar plexus chakra, I want you to allow this frequency to awaken the energy center within your body. Good. Now I want you to visualize yourself sitting next to a warm bonfire out on the beach. You watch the flames of the fire dance, and it brings a smile to your face. And you begin to repeat after me. I do what makes me feel good. I do what makes me feel authentic and strong. I do things that align me with my warrior energy. I understand that my potential is unlimited. I am stepping into my warrior energy now. Good. Now take a few moments to notice any feelings that might be surfacing for you and any sensations that you might be having in your solar plexus area. Thank you for doing this meditation with me, and don't forget to complete the homework assignment for the day, and namaste.